All right, Taurus 856 unboxing yet again, another one here. And we saw an unboxing of this here on the channel here about 10 months ago. And I had problems with that revolver from the get-go. Let me explain my experience here with Taurus. I had some really bad experience back in the past 15 years with Taurus. Their revolvers were kind of falling apart on me. Fast forward to 2019, 2020, people are saying, oh, they've improved as a company. So I did purchase a G2C and a 605 revolver, and everything seemed fine with those, and they ran pretty fine. The only real issues were like pretty much minor issues that I had some issues with, just like the way the trigger was on the G2C, or little screws would come loose on the Taurus 605. So I thought, at this point, I think that I'm pretty well aware that maybe they've improved. So I went out and I got a Taurus 856 3-inch barrel revolver, 6-shot cylinder in 38 special. And from the get-go, from the very first time I shot that, the cylinder wouldn't rotate. It would rotate maybe 3-4 shots. Last two would not rotate. I sent it back to Taurus. They put me through the runaround and said nothing was wrong with it. And on top of that, the barrel was bent, and I was hitting like 6 inches high, 6 inches to the left from 5 yards. And as anybody who's seen my videos, I can, if I want to, put my rounds in one hole if I really focus. But I'm talking 6 feet or 6 inches up, 6 inches left from 5 yards, and the group patterns were 8 inches. So something was wrong. So basically, anyways, when I sent it in the first time, they said there's nothing wrong with it, they're gonna send it back. And I said, no, send it back to the gunsmith, there's something wrong. So they took it from where they had it, sent it back to have it looked at, and basically at that point said there was nothing wrong with it. So they sent it back to me, and this was like a month process here, a 2-month process. And I got it back, and they did nothing to it. I sent it back a second time, which would actually be kind of a third time, because I made them take it back to fix it the first time they had it out. And basically they replaced the barrel. That was part of the problem, but still the cylinder would not rotate. I kept sending them videos showing that the cylinder would not rotate. They would just take it and send it back. So they sent it back that other time with the barrel replaced, and a few other things. I think they replaced the cylinder or something too. Changed nothing. It still would not rotate. So I sent it back in a fourth time, and this was September 12th. So it's been exactly 3 months turnaround, because I got this back today, December 12th. And basically what they said after they had it for a month was, the frame's out of spec. We have to replace it. You have the option to take back your firearm, or you can give us permission to destroy this, and we'll send you another one. So that's what they've done here. They sent me another one. So it's been a 10-month process. I've only had an 856 in my possession, like 3 months out of that. So here we are unboxing another one that they sent me. So I just got back from the gun store with this. Another pain here is that with the first one, I actually spent some money trying to get a Crimson Trace grip to see if that would help. Also, I spent a lot of time on that. And with getting this, I had to spend another $65 FFL fees. So basically for this 856, I have over $500 into it. And that's not really a great value when you think about it. All I've tried to put into to make this right. But here is the one they sent me in replacement, and it's exactly the same one. 6-shot, 3-inch barrel. And I did notice that it is completely different here, because on the first one there, I'll take my gloves off to show this, you would pull that trigger, I'll roll in a clip here, and it would just not rotate. You would pull the trigger and it wouldn't rotate, and you put any pressure on it, it wouldn't rotate. This one, it rotates perfectly fine, even with pressure on it. So this one is right. The trigger pull is pretty heavy at the last pull there, but yeah, it's not really untypical the way it is. So 6-shot, everything about this one does seem better. The way that it feels, the way that it locks up, super tight. The way that it rotates is super tight. So it could have just been that I have a fluke with that one, and this one could be better. But I'm going to put some first shots through this. And before I do that, my advice when it comes to Taurus firearms is you can get a good one, but I would never suggest anybody that's looking for their first firearm go out and buy a Taurus, unless maybe it's a semi-auto. Or if they want a higher quality gun, and instead of something like this, I would suggest getting like a used Glock or something until you can have enough money to get a Taurus, because I don't think Taurus revolvers are really a good first-time gun because of the problems they can have, and luckily I had a bunch of other guns for defense, so the fact that I went through this ordeal wasn't really a huge deal to me. But if it was the only gun you had, you really wouldn't want to be in that situation. So I got a bunch of different ammo here, just random hand loads and factory ammo I found laying around. I got some critical defense, 6 rounds of that. Actually, I have some Samson ammo, and a YouTuber named NEPA Gun Talk actually gave me this ammo like 250 or 300 rounds like 3 years ago. It's actually labeled 1983, so it's almost as old as I am. That's old ammo. So I'm gonna shoot from, I'll do 25 yards just to kind of get a feel for this gun and to see if it shoots better than the one that had a problem. All right, 25 yards from the target, I have some random ammo that, you know, I loaded up. I don't even remember doing this, but I got some gold dot ammo bullets, some XTPs I hand loaded, stuff like that. So 25 yards, first shots, center mass. Let's see what I get. All right, that group's a little bit high, a little bit left for me. Could just be me, could be my old hand loads that I loaded years ago. So I got some lead hand loads too, but I'm gonna get rid of the jacketed ones first here. So I'll keep going here. All right, that must have just been me there with that mess, but you know, it's got this nice fiber optic sight that comes with it, and you don't get that necessarily with some of the other guns. Now, the reason why I first wanted to get this, because it really is kind of the perfect gun in a sense, because it's a 3-inch barrel, so it's small enough to carry, but you got good sight radius, and you got decent ballistics with a 3-inch barrel, and you have 6 shots. That's better than 5 shots of your typical revolver. That's not too wide. But the main thing about it makes it really practical is 38 Special Plus P really is about the maximum a typical person can shoot effectively. So it really is kind of a no-nonsense, no-frills gun. Hey, here's a 3-inch 38 Special Plus P. Yeah, it's going to do well for most people. So I'll run some more here. That last one there, for some reason, I got to the back of the trigger pull and it stopped, and I had to squeeze as hard as I could to get that to keep going. So I don't know what that issue is, if it's the gun. I have not cleaned it because it is, you know, an unboxing firing. It did not look dirty. I'm looking down the barrel with the cylinder open, so don't worry about that. Just taking a look at the barrel, looking at everything on here. Everything seems fine. Yeah, I'm going to run some more rounds to this, but I think I'm going to go up to like 12 yards. And before I go up to 12 yards, I'm going to try these critical defense here. I have 6 rounds of standard pressure critical defense. I'm going to test it single action, see if I get a headshot at 25 yards with this revolver. Just kind of see how its single action does for me. Not sure where that hit. So it's shooting a little bit low because, you know, those first shots are a little bit low. And that time I actually aimed above the target just a little bit and I hit right where I was aiming. So there's kind of like a little dot here. So it's not like the whole orange square. It's the little dot in the middle you got to kind of aim for if you're going precise. Probably can't see it on camera, but that's how it works. Let me move up to 12 yards now. All right, about 12 yards from the target, I have these backwards wad cutters I loaded a long time ago, probably 3 years ago. Let's see how these shoot center mass. It does seem like everything's impacting just a little bit to the left for me. Let me load up a few more. All right, I got some plated wad cutters, backwards wad cutters, stuff like that. Looks like this one's already been struck, and for some reason I have it in there. Huh. For a headshot. right over the top. Let me aim just real center and try to be real precise, just to make sure it's just maybe me shooting a little bit to the left, because those impacts do look a little left for me. The last one was pretty hot there. I'm not seeing any marks where I'm actually aiming, so it does look to me like all the ammo on this gun is shooting significantly left, and there's no sight adjustment for the rear, so that might be a problem. Let me load up some more. All right, I got a Remington Hollow Point Plus P, and I got a few of these little lead round nose Target Federal brand. Let me go single action again, aim for a headshot. First up was that Plus P lead round. See if it's heading center. Lead round nose. So I aim directly center, and it is definitely hitting high into the left, just like the last one I had, which is interesting. Let me load up a few more. Some regular wad cutters and backwards wad cutters and all kinds of stuff like that in here. Just random ammo. All right. Shoot it fast, see what happens. I'm gonna have to aim a little bit to the right as I do this, so let's see. All right. Load up some more. All right, I got some more wad cutters and backwards wad cutters. I'm gonna aim off the target at a headshot, but I'm gonna aim completely off the target to the right. Like I'm trying to miss the target and see what happens. All right, so that was interesting. That time they shot a little bit more point of aim, so it could just be me getting used to this gun. Let me take this glove off, see if that makes any difference. I'm gonna aim the lower part of the target there. Let me go single action and get a nice, real good view of where I'm hitting. I can't see anything hit where I aimed. Yeah, I'm aiming right down there at the very lowest part of that, and I'm not seeing any impacts, so they must be hitting pretty high to the left. And I don't really understand why that's an issue with this particular gun. That's really interesting. Let me back it up a little bit. All right, I'm 75 yards from the target. I got this real old Samson brand ammo. It's so old the lead's kind of corroded, but it has sealed primers, so last I tested this, it shot fine. So the reason why I'm back so far is I just want to see if I can hit the target, and it'll give me kind of a bigger spread and a bigger picture of what's going on that's wrong, if I can kind of see bullets impacting. I expect to aim center mass to see bullets impacting way far to the left, probably. I'm going to go single action just to be as precise as possible. So aim center of that target. And they are all hitting significantly to the left, like I kind of figured they would. So now I just need to kind of hold real far right, and that'll kind of give you an idea of how far off this is. Now I can change the sights back to the original black sight. That might work better. But what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to aim at the target. I'm going to aim to the right as if I'm seeing double. So center of the silhouette, but if there was a silhouette next to it. So that's going to be, I don't know, a good 1.5 feet, 2 feet to the right. I'm going to aim. Let's see what happens. Wow. That was really far high. So some of them shot so far to the right and like several feet high. Never seen anything quite like that before. But the times I were hitting, I actually aimed only about maybe 6 inches off the target to the left there. So, all right, fire a few more. Do that same hold. That was weird. That one shot like 8 feet high and 3 feet to the right. That was weird. That would almost be indicating it's, you know, not lined up right. I don't know. I'm not getting any lead shearing in my face, so it could just be the ammo. It could be ammo related. I'm pulling this, making sure it rotates. So the main point here is that Taurus revolvers are not necessarily as good as Smith & Wessons and Rugers and Colts and stuff like that. You know, I've had a lot of conversations with people that say, for the money, Taurus revolver, it's as good as Smith & Wesson, or in general, it's as good as Smith & Wesson. And they'll go on and on about how they've had it for 14 years, and boy, this is so good, such a good gun. And I get to really talking to them. Do you shoot, you know, the however many thousands of rounds a year I shoot with that Taurus? No, they'll shoot 50 rounds a year. There you go. So these can be a good budget revolver, but they're never really going to stack up to the level of something that's a little bit better. So this right here, knowing what it's capable of, I'm going to say this is going to be like a 5-yard gun. Even though the barrel's longer and it should have a better capability to reach out there, I wouldn't trust it beyond 5 yards, because you're not going to think, okay, the ammo's going to shoot this way or this way, and beyond 5 yards, you might completely miss your target. So if I had to shoot something, you know, 5 yards away, you know, just aiming down the barrel, basically, I think it would be fine. But I think there's definitely better options out there. But you do get an increase in ballistics no matter the brand, really, when you go to a 3-inch barrel over a 2-inch barrel. And I could probably pocket carry this as well as a 2-inch revolver. So that's what you get today with our unboxing of our Taurus 856. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.